our new project. What are we building? We are creating an LED chaser, which is now called electronics roulette, using 4017 IC 555 and then the push button with some discrete components like resistor, LED, capacitor. This is a indicator LED. These 10 LEDs are output LEDs. This is the input LED or the clock. So this is electronics roulette using 4017 IC and 555 timer. We're going to use this 9 volts supply. So you can see here, we have the clock signal LED, the output, only one is on here, and then the indicator LED. When I press the switch, LED is chasing, or this is LED chaser. But this project is called electronics roulette because there's time only one LED will turn on, and that is the winning LED, or because it is equivalent to electronics board roulette. So only one LED is to be chosen as the winning LED or chosen LED. Again, when I press it, you can see here, it is just like an LED chasing, and then we're going to arrange this LED in a circle for our final product. And you can see here, the LED is blinking very fast. That is the clock signal. This 555 is injecting a clock pulse to the 4017 IC, in which the 4017 IC is a sequencer, decade counter. Sequencer, there is a sequence wherein one LED turns on at a time. So the LED toggles. So you can see here, it toggles from here to there, back and forth, back only one direction. This is only a one direction. So LED toggles. Only one LED turns on at the time because this 4017 IC is a sequencer, decade counter. And then it stops at the chosen LED light. So that this is called an electronics roulette, Rio roulette. So that is the LED, chosen LED in a roulette electronic board game. So we're going to construct an electronic roulette. Then this is our project, and that is the project. We now have in figure 1 electronics roulette using 4017 and 555 timer is schematic diagram. So we have the 4017 IC, the 555 IC, and then this is the roulette. LED now is in arranged in circle. We have 10 LEDs here. 10 D1 to D10. And this is our circuit. Okay? What makes the LED to become an LED chaser? How does it work? We are using 9-volt supply. Okay? And then, we have this power LED. Once we connect the supply, we have this blue LED turns on, and then it indicates that there's a power in the circuit. And then, we have the resistor in series with the LED to protect the LED. And then, we have the switch. Also, we have the capacitor here, and then the resistor, and then this is, what is this? Transistor with emitter resistor and with this 10K resistor R3. What is the use of transistor in the circuit? Transistor used as, this transistor is used as switch. Because whenever we press the switch here, okay, when we press the switch here, current flows from 9 volts to the switch and then to the capacitor, 470 microfarad, 16 volts. What will happen to the capacitor? It will charge. Continues to charge as long as you pressing the switch. When you release the switch, what happened now to the circuit? Capacitor now serve as a supply to the transistor. Now the current flows from the capacitor, discharging the charge to the base of the transistor with the use of this base transistor. That would serve as bias transistor so that we cannot burn the transistor. Because there's a current flows into the base, it will now switching on the base to emitter of this transistor. Once it becomes on, transistor will switch on, current now flows into the output side of the transistor, 9 volts to the collector, then to the emitter, then to the R2 1K resistor, then to the ground. What kind of switch is this? Transistor configuration is emitter follower. It would serve as a buffer. When we have switching on, when we switch the circuit, it will switch on the transistor. Once we release the button, it will serve the capacitor as a charge or the supply, then switching on this transistor. Actually, when we press it, once we press the switch, it's already switching on the transistor, causing the roulette to rotate this LED, causing the LED here to rotate or to move or to turn on the light of the LED here. When we release it, this capacitor will serve as a supply to the transistor. And then we need this coupling resistor. What's the use of this? The current flows into the pin number 7 or discharge pin of the 555 timer, and also to the 10K, to the trigger, and then the threshold, and then charging this capacitor. Once it charges, it reaches its threshold voltage, it will now discharge to the pin number 7. Charging here and discharging there. We have 2 pins for the threshold and then for the trigger pin. It will trigger this 5 timer, and then for a certain threshold, or it will charge and discharge based on the voltage threshold of the capacitor. So when it discharging through 10K, then to the pin number 7. And then we have this, the reset pin and the power pin is connected to the 9 volts of the 555. And then the ground pin 1. Then we have this control voltage, 104 capacitor to the ground. Serve us to stabilize the voltage. Then what happened? When the capacitor is, what happened when the capacitor is charging? What is the function of 555 here in the circuit? This is serve as clock or PWM generator. If this PWM generator, it generates a train of pulses, square wave or the rectangular wave, on off, on off, on off, here at the output. Once the capacitor is, during the time capacitor is charging, there is an output. And the output is this rectangular or waveform, square waveform, pulse width modulation generator. So train of pulses being injected into the pin number 14, which is the clock pin of the 4017. Charging, there is an output. Discharge, it will turn off, on, off, on, off, on, off, high, low, high, low, high, low. So it turns on and off because that is the nature of PWM waveform. So what's the use of this? Serve as a clock, a PWM generator. It inject a train of pulses into the 4017. As long as we have the supply. You can see the supply here at pin number 7. We need to supply that there. We have a supply here because of the switch. Due to the discharging of capacitor, it continues to supply current to the 555 timer. Okay. And then we have an output. It is colored green LED. So this is a clock signal LED indicator. So whenever there is a LED turns on here, the green LED, it means we have the output. And it blinks very fast. Depends on the frequency generated by the 555 timer. Okay? This would serve as, we call that clock, PWM generator or oscillator. Continues to oscillate on off, on off, as long as there is a current flows here due to the discharging of capacitor here. Continues to supply train of pulses. Now we have the 4017. What is this? This is a sequencer or decade counter, or we call that sequencer. Why is it called sequencer? There is a sequence for turning on and off the LED. First sequence is we turn on this first LED, and then off. All is off. All are off. And then when we turn on these toggles, turn on this second LED, this now turn off, 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 off. And then continues to toggle the turn on LED on and off. It is only one LED at a time to be turned on. That is the characteristic of sequencer. You can see here pin number 3. This is a schematic diagram. So we have the sequence is pin number 3 is the first one to turn on. D1 connected to the anode, then cathode to the resistor to the ground. All cathode, we are using just one resistor, 680 ohms. So here, when there's a first sequence, 3 turns on this LED, everything off, and then it will turn off now. This one now turns on, everything off, and then toggles again to the pin number 4, pin number 7, pin number 10, pin number 1, pin number 5, 6, 9, 11. So that is the sequence. This is a pin number of 4017. So it is a sequencer. So it continues to toggle as long as there is a train of pulses or it supplies a current here at the pin number 14, which is the clock input of the circuit. Pin number 8 is ground. Pin number 16 is connected to the 9 volts. And pin number 12 is no connection. We don't have pin number 12. And then, when the capacitor is here is fully discharged, because we don't have we don't have current supply here, switch is open, so capacitor now is fully discharged. So there is comes a time only one resistor, only one LED will turn on. Continues to rotate the LED and then it will turn on. And once, for example, if the LED here stops at pin number D3, no, D3. So this LED now serve as the winning LED, because we are dealing, or we are we have here electronics roulette board, or this is the one that turns on D3. This would serve as a game, electronic board game. And then, for example, again, pressing the switch here, charge the capacitor, and then we release the button. It will continue to supply again the current here, injecting again the current to the 555 timer. 55 timer continues to produce train of pulses here, because it serves as oscillator, PWM generator, clock to the pin number 14. This pin number 14 now will toggle the LED one by one, and then continues. We are continue, because the reset pin here is connected to the ground, so it continues to rotate the LED here, or it will loop, or it will continue to loop here LED, and then it stops at one LED. That's why it's only one LED to turn on, because there's no more there's no current supply to the circuit, because of the capacitor now is fully discharged. So that is the operation of electronics roulette using 4017 555 timer in our project. Okay. And the winner is you. This one.